Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. Glad to have you this week for another episode and a great story here on our show. And we'll be back with that right after this.
Hi there, I'm Hugh Roy Marshall of the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada. I'm proud to announce that our 7-ingot set honoring the V&T Railroad is now finished.
That's right, Roy. These beautiful 999 silver ingots celebrate the engines from the world-famous V&T Railroad and honor Nevada's sesquicentennial. These limited edition treasures can be purchased only at the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada.
Or visit us at marshallmint.com to get yours today.
Get the Charter Spectrum Triple Play. It's more than meets the eye. With over 200 free HD channels available, it's the most HD you can get. Instant access to over 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. Plus the Charter app for live TV that jumps to mobile devices in any room. All that for $29.99 a month. Switch to Charter Spectrum Internet. Faster than the speed of WoW. Take off with 60 megs of speed. Bandwidth that lets multi-people multitask, stream movies, play games, watch videos, and share vines all at once. No slowdowns. Shazam! For only $29.99 a month. Just call 877-959-1634. Then pick up Charter Spectrum Voice for unlimited local and long-distance calling. And catch this. No drop calls. Stuck in a contract? Charter pays up to $500 to get you out. Charter Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, $29.99 a month each. Call 877-959-1634. See for yourself. Call Charter today.
Spring arrives at Boutique Elegante. The fabulous colors of spring, all in denim fabrics, but with accents on color, color, color. Of course, sweaters are a must. The newest color block in soft weaves. Influenced by the rainbow, beautiful little dresses, gaucho sets, the blending of fabrics to create caprice sets. Exquisite fashions for your tropical holiday, a special dinner, or the opera. You'll find all of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
Welcome, everybody, to Old Tales of Nevada. I'm John O'Brien, the host of the show. And with me this week, we're happy to have him with us, is our good friend Spencer Hobson from down there on 4th Street, where he owns a very beautiful building. Spencer, welcome to the show.
Hello, John. Thank you.
Yeah, and our special guest today, or our other special guest today, is Ronald James Gibson. And you can tell just by looking at him, he's going to be a fun interview today. So welcome, Ronald, to the show.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Good to be with you.
I've morphed from Ronald James to Jungle Jim.
Jungle Jim, that's what we're going to call you today, right? Okay, yep. Jungle Jim. All right, look forward to that story. But, you know, we always have our good friend Uroy Marshall with us. He's not in town today. He's up in California enjoying a little R&R, so we look forward to seeing him next week. But we do have our good friend Spencer with us. I want to say Uroy, but it's Spencer. And he used to be up on the Comstock, right there, Spencer?
Yes. My family was up there. We had the Bonanza Club.
Yeah.
We had the Cartwright, the Comstock, and the Sky Deck.
Right.
And I lived in a little house right across from the what is today the Marshall Mint.
Is the house still there?
My little house is there. Now it's a coffee shop.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know who bought that just recently was the Comstock Mining Company.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
And they're refurbishing that place.
Yeah, it's a fun little house.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, they use it to cater to the Silverland Inn and Suites that Uroy owns down below for room service and things like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a good idea, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was the Marshall Mint? Marshall Mint wasn't operated by Uroy back in those days.
Marshall Mint at that time. It was. I'm trying to remember what that was, but it wasn't built up like that on our end of town.
Well, originally
that wasn't the first building on the right when you come into town. Open.
Originally, it was a butcher shop, assay office,
It was
things
an
like
assay
that.
office. That's what I knew it as. It was the assay
And then
office.
finally, Uroy bought it and refurbished it and made a museum and a beautiful jewelry store.
Correct.
Even has Comstock gold and silver in there.
I know, and it also has the angels, and I have one in my pocket.
That's right. Yeah, well, I heard you need all the help you can get there, Spencer.
Yeah.
So, and you're still operating your building over there on 4th Street. Tell us what building that is.
That's the old Reno Brewing property, and that started in 1902. This building was built in the 1940s by DeLongchamp, and it's a got a lot of history behind it. It was the largest single-span building in 1940s.
Right.
And we're trying to get some energy to do the whole block right now, and it's coming to town.
Yeah, and Jungle Jim, our special guest, has a special interest in that area as well, and we're going to be exploring that as we go through the show today. But that is a beautiful building you have down there, and that whole area of 4th Street has been in a degraded sort of condition over the years, but it seems like there's a lot of interest to bringing it back and making it something special here. In
the energy's there.
It's
we're going to go between the Morris and the
start there and work out from there, right?
See it grow together.
Exactly. And we might also mention that your family has a lot of history down here in the Reno area as well, with the Hobsons owning casinos and things like that, right?
Yes, we've owned casinos and
name some of those
ranches.
for us.
Well, we had the Frontier Club, which is half of Perez on Virginia Street, the Overland, the Cosmo Club, the Riverside, the Gold Club, Topaz Lodge, and quite a few ranches. I grew up on what was called the San Antone Ranch that is out in Washoe Valley, which is a very outstanding ranch.
Yeah.
And we had ranches upside of Elko in Lamoille. We had the Spring Creek and the V7 Ranch out there, which today are developed.
Wow.
After we sold them, but anyway, they're up there. So yes.
So you probably saw a lot of great things happen in Reno. Met a lot of great people too, I suppose, huh?
Yes. Well, my other family was Bevilacqua family, who were the house movers here.
Oh yeah.
And so
right.
They moved numerous historical buildings all over Reno. Lakes Mansion and all of those.
All right.
All these years and I never heard any of these stories.
You didn't hear that story, huh?
My Lord.
Yeah, we've had him on the show a couple of times because you can't get it all in 1 hour, you know. But we're glad to have Spencer with us today to kind of help us with your story, Jungle Jim, or I should say, let me just mention it again, Ronald James Gibson is the real name. We're going to call you Jungle Jim.
Absolutely.
And why Jungle Jim? Where did that come from?
Out at Burning Man, when I get out there, it's a playa name, and it's a gift.
Oh, I see.
You do not get to create your own playa name, and it's such an interesting one. Coco, very well respected burner who's actually in the Burning Man organization. I ended up at her camp the first year, and out of the blue, she comes running up to me and she says, "I've got your name. You're Jungle Jim." And I go. Because there was nothing about me that was jungly at the time.
No, you were probably pretty corporate looking back.
I just retired as the CEO of a microchip company, and I was out there like everybody in their first time, going wow, and just taking it all in. And anyway,
what year was that?
2008. My first
2008. You were out there, The Burning Man lifestyle and the Burning Man organization has become very important to you, as we can see. I'm sure you didn't always dress like this.
I did not always dress. I three-piece suit, and the whole.
Give us a little history
thing.
About where you started and how you came to Nevada.
Sure, I got involved in the semiconductor industry back in the early '70s, back in Silicon Valley when it was still Orchards and Fairchild Semiconductor, National, just a handful, and I was one of those guys at right place, right time. And over the years, I've been involved in quite a few companies. I've been a vice president of at least 5, and president of a couple. But the interesting transition to go from a CEO of a microchip company to Burning Man and do this 180-degree flip is really it's an interesting.
Yeah. I was going to ask you though before we get down that far on the road, why was Silicon Valley the place where everyone gathered for this kind of industry? Wasn't it a farm country back in those days? Was it because of universities being nearby or whatever?
Stanford was there, and it was a. I don't know that anybody really knows why it happened there. It's where a few of the tech companies started and grew, and when that emerging semiconductor technology, that's where people would come to join it, and then they'd spin off and start all these other companies, and within 10 years it was hundreds of high tech companies creating new technology with things that never existed.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, people think that those who are involved with computers are rather buttoned-down type folks, but you have to have a very creative mind to come up with that kind of a system or systems that are doing what they're doing today, right?
It's truly amazing. I've been a party to two what we call disruptive technologies that really significantly changed, and it's really interesting. How the semiconductor industry adopts things. They actually are very open. They're very careful. They have to be.
You have to be careful.
When you've got a silicon wafer that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars each, and they're building hundreds of thousands of these things, they have to be very careful what they do. But they're always on the outlook for new technologies. And
right.
It was it was really an honor to be a part of it. My part of it was we did high frequency. Started at Farallon Electric, and we did point-to-point radio. Eventually led into doing satellites in space, and we have parts on the Hubble, the space shuttle. Yeah,
wow.
Parts, I know, really interesting.
You never would have thought that, right? As you were a young guy, were you into math and all that kind of thing?
I was in one of these places that when we first started our very first thin film product line at Farallon, got involved in the very early, and I was more in the process part of it. Creating and developing the technologies, the hardware, the processes that allowed these things to be made.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's a great story. Did you know some of the characters over there, like Steve Jobs and the guy that has Cisco and the guy that has Apple?
I've met hundreds and hundreds of CEOs, over the years, and it's really an amazing, very dynamic, very outspoken. They're just movers and shakers, and they don't stand still.
Yeah, no, I would say they don't have a lot of patience. They have to move and move forward all the time. Steve Jobs was one of those kind of individuals, right?
Absolutely.
I imagine you're kind of the same way.
It was always 12 hours, 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
It never ended, and being involved in disruptive, creating new technology was always fun. That was always one of my passions. Finding a better mousetrap.
Yeah,
which is
wonderful.
What it was all about.
Wonderful.
And,
so you did that all these years, and you found your way to Nevada somehow. Was it because of Burning Man you came to Nevada?
No, I came to Nevada to help. I was doing some consulting in a company in Minden that was having a real tough time, and I ended up buying the company and ran it and turned it around, and then retired, and then went to Burning Man. And I think the similarities between the semiconductor and the Burning Man is that the Burning Man community, generally speaking, are a bunch of movers and shakers.
Are they?
They don't sit still. It just you go to our hotel, the Morris Burner Hotel, which is a project now. And these guys will be up till 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning, 2 or 3 nights a week, getting involved in a project, and just they can't stop.
They're not partying; they're working.
Oh, absolutely! Believe me, it's 90% work and 10% play.
Is that right? Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
But it's become such a hub in the community down there.
Yeah, I would imagine that you have developed a real love for Nevada.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I grew up in Silicon Valley. I think I did 12 years in Arizona, in the Phoenix area, and 4 years back in Massachusetts, Boston area, all semiconductor. And when I came to Nevada, it was because of the the microchip world.
Yeah.
But I love Nevada.
Oh boy,
I am such. Yeah. It's such an honor to be a part of this change and this growth in Reno. Having Reno, become such an art community and a destination.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to explore a lot of these things that you're involved with here as we move forward in the show, but we're certainly glad to have you with us here in Nevada, and glad you're making it your home, and it does build a lot of pride to have people like you thinking about Nevada as you do, and we'll express that as we move forward. So stay tuned. We'll have the rest of the story for you here in Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, right after this. If you're a fan of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, we are proud to announce that now you can purchase any of our past episodes on our new website, talesofnevada.com.
That's right, these stories of our great Nevada history are now available to you on DVD. Over 180 individual episodes featuring the people, places, and stories that have made us all so proud to live in this great state. So get yours today, A Piece of Nevada History. Visit talesofnevada.com.
At Harry's Quality Cars, the 500 vehicles in stock speak for themselves.
Most of us have one owner car fax reports.
We all have warranties. I have very low mileage.
I'm the prettiest car in stock.
I'm muscle-bound and ready for the hills.
Harry's Quality Cars, local and family-owned for over 40 years on Kitski and Gentry and on South Virginia Street. Harry's cars really do speak for themselves.
Drive one of us home today!
Shoeman's Custom Cycle with a biker's bike shop. From a new set of pipes to custom renovations, building ultimate machines is our reputation. Feel the performance, experience the power. From chrome to leather, the selection doesn't quit. If it wasn't done to Shoeman's, it ain't. Shoeman's Custom Cycle with a biker's bike shop.
We've invested billions to bring you the most advanced network in the nation, Charter Spectrum. Get the most HD anywhere with Charter Spectrum TV. Over 200 high-def channels available, 10,000 instant on-demand choices, and the Charter app to watch live TV anywhere at home on your mobile devices. Just $29.99 a month. Call 866-517-6150 now. Charter Spectrum Internet accelerates you to incredible speeds. 60 megabits per second, 20 times faster than phone company DSL. Just $29.99 a month. And Charter Spectrum Voice delivers unlimited calling with none of the phone company's extra fees or taxes. Just $29.99 a month. Charter Spectrum. More free HD, faster internet, unlimited calling, and no contract to sign. Just $29.99 a month each. Call 866-517-6150 now. Charter Spectrum is here.
We're back here in Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, and as you can see from our panel here, we have an interesting group with us. Jungle Jim Gibson is sitting with me right next to me, and then Spencer Hobson, he's also a character in himself. Doesn't dress as crazy as our special guest here, but he's got a mind like that, doesn't he, Jim?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But we're glad to have you both with us today, and we're talking about we're talking about a lot of things. You came to Nevada, and you came here to help as a consultant with a firm down in Minden there, and eventually owned it or operated, still own it, have people operating it. But you're kind of retired, and you went to Burning Man back in 2008.
2008 is my first year, and I had gone from a CEO, and with your biggest customer being Raytheon, having the CEO go to Burning Man, I'd always wanted to go. It never happened, and when I retired, I went, and it was just life changing. The people there.
Why was it life changing?
I've never in my life run into a community of such hardworking, creative, fun-loving people. It's all walks of life. It's from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of presidents and CEOs of companies to the poorest hippie, but everybody has these we call the 10 principles: leave no trace, you don't litter, radical self-reliance, you take care of yourself. The 10 principles that have been created at Burning Man. Larry Harvey coined those, maybe 8 or 10 years ago. And so the community kind of, all focuses around these things.
Right.
And it's very participatory. You go out to the playa before the event. The event's 7 days long. And I've always been lucky enough or worked hard enough to be able to get out there early and help build the city.
And it's huge. How many participants last year?
I think we're probably going to be somewhere around 70,000 this year.
No kidding. Now let me ask you this: it didn't all start there in the playa. It started out in San Francisco somewhere too. Baker Beach. Now, where's Baker Beach located in San Francisco? Is it up on the north end there?
I want to
say Land's End.
Yeah, I honestly I can picture it, but I don't know the coast well enough.
Is it up there by the Cliff House?
I want to say by the Cliff House.
Yeah, because that has a huge beach on that side.
More towards the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right.
Oh, more towards the Golden Gate.
In
from
between there
you go
and Golden Gate.
Around the Cliff House, and Baker Beach kind of sits down there just south of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right.
Beach.
So right in there. Okay, very good. I can picture that. So it's actually between, say, the wharf and Land's End. It would be somewhere in there. Yeah. Okay.
The Presidio.
Yeah, the Presidio area would be
south of that.
Just south of that. Okay, very good. And so what was the premise of starting it anyway? I mean, what took it from where it was to where it is today?
The Cacophony Society, which was a group of
explain that for some of us.
I was
Flatlanders
never a part of it. Larry, Danger Ranger, this group would get dressed up. They'd wear things like this. They'd go to balls. They just very fun-loving. It's like you guys here.
Yeah.
Just a very fun-loving, very formal in many occasions. They would get together on the beach. It started out as going to the party, and then they burned this little stick figure of a man. And for some reason, I don't think anybody ever really figured it out. And then next year, it became a little bit bigger. They invited, and over time, they outgrew Baker Beach because the city said, you can't be doing that out here. And it moved a couple times. It ended out on the playa in Nevada. How long ago?
Oh, boy, let's see.
I remember the first year out there was a big deal just trying to get a permit to do it out there, right?
It still is a big deal.
Oh, I would imagine so. A lot of requirements there.
Because millions and millions of dollars change hands.
So was it more like a hippie kind of a activity in San Francisco since you had so many leftovers over there?
I don't think it was hippie. I mean, I think most of these people have, and it's still true to a great extent. The big difference, I always say, the big difference between a hippie and a burner is that the burners work hard. Very participatory. Hippies tend to sit around, smoke pot, and not do anything.
Yeah.
To me, that was a lot of the distinction, and still very, very true. The community of burners. The hardest working bunch I've ever met.
Really?
I met Spencer in 2011. We built a project at his place on 4th Street there. It was called The Temple, at Temple Transition. And Burning Man in 2008 changed my life. And then I participated in that project where we built this one of two figures that's always on the playa every year, the man and the temple. The temple is a very non-religious but very sacred place where people will go over the course of the week and they'll put up notes and photos of people that have passed away. And after the big party on Saturday night where they burn the man, they go out and they burn the temple. And the one that we built, which I think is the biggest and best, it was massive. The thing was 121 feet high.
Yeah.
And, it was surrounded by 5 smaller temples that were 5 stories high. And it took, the better part of 200 people working 6 months, and it took a month to put it together on the playa. And it was just one of the most beautiful structures that's ever been built.
Yeah, it's all free labor and all free materials because that's part of your community.
A
share, right?
Tremendous amount of donated. Virtually nobody ever gets paid. But I saw this community come together and do this thing. These people working 10, 12, 15 hours a day out on the playa assembling it. It was 20-hour work days for the entire crew. 180 people working 20-hour days for 2 weeks straight to erect this thing so it was done on time. And I walked away from that thing with tears in my eyes. I've never seen a community. I can remember sitting out there at night and thinking to myself, in all my years, I've probably built 12 wafer fabs over the years. I have never in my life seen so many people work so hard.
Yeah.
So, and I went away from that and I got more involved in the community, and then we stumbled on this piece of property on 4th Street, the old Morris Hotel. And it was just this rundown, decrepit, really dirty, stinky old hotel.
Yeah, we're all familiar with that area down there.
Yeah, and I kept looking at this thing and thinking what the burner community, if they were given the opportunity to take this thing and turn it into a permanent spot for the community. And, the rest is sort of kind of history, as they say.
Yeah, I would imagine, you say it's a life-changing experience for you. You've said that a couple of times, because in Silicon Valley, you are driven by money, right? Money.
Absolutely.
You're a competitive situation. And everything you do has the background of what I can do for a shareholder, what I can do for myself, and you don't look to do a lot of sharing with individuals, right? So you go to the Burning Man thing, and as I understand it, I don't know too much about it, but everything is kind of a communal kind of environment. Well, if you need a bar of soap, you trade
absolutely.
it. You trade for this, you trade for that, right? So all of this giving is totally different from what you were used to.
And it is very competitive, but the competition is that people want to build the most beautiful piece of art that's ever existed. They want to have, the community on the playa it's hundreds and hundreds, thousands of camps, and a camp is a group of from 2 people to 200 or 300 people, and each one of these camps has something that they want to give the community.
Oh, okay.
Whether it's a club to dance or a bar or face painting or coffee in the morning, everybody gives back. And so the competition is, how do you make your free coffee shop the best one on the playa?
I see.
How do you make the best Bloody Mary bar?
Yeah.
How do you, the art, the figures, the things that are created out there are some of the best art in the world.
Now, the perception from the community that doesn't attend there, and what they've heard about or seen about the festival, is that there's a lot of drugs and
a bunch of naked,
lack of clothing,
drugged out hippies running around.
So it's not for everybody. Let's be pretty clear about that.
And to be really clear on that, that is, it is, the nudity, for instance. I would say that probably, 3 or 4 or 5% of the people are nude.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of it's not a drugged out place. There are so many people that don't drink, don't do any drugs.
Yeah.
What makes it appear to be so crazy is people dressing, and you can go to the playa and you can be whoever you want, so long as you don't hurt somebody and infringe on somebody else's rights.
You have to have law enforcement out there, that sort of thing.
Sure,
you're self-policing.
The CEOs of all of these companies sneak out there, and you would never recognize them because they'd be wearing crazy clothes, and every movie star is out there.
Yeah. So most of them have clothes like you're wearing, a little bit on the eccentric side.
A little bit, yeah.
I know your hat actually has some history to it. Can you explain that in about 30 seconds for me?
I bought this at Polyesters. She's clothing. She makes clothing. And I got back to the hotel, and Kilbuck, who was the fellow that made it, he goes, "Oh, I made that." I knew that, but he says, "Let me show you something." He takes it off and it says Warren Snape inside. And the fellow Warren Snape was an old Virginia City guy, and it's an old Stetson that he turned into a piece of art.
It's a beautiful piece of
art.
It really
is.
Now, is that all fabric that I see?
I'm not sure what it is. It almost looks like it's made out of metal, but it's actually an old Stetson.
Now, is that typical of what you'd see out there?
Absolutely,
yeah.
And people, again, you can be whoever you want, and I have clothes that go from fairly normal to very crazy.
Yeah. Now you wear this around town a lot of times.
Sometimes.
Is that where the jungle comes from? The jungle gym?
Usually I have a lot more fur on. And, you know what? We have a wonderful relationship with our city.
Yeah.
And because we've taken this piece of property, and the city's been just wonderful partners. I generally don't walk into the city looking like this. Not everybody appreciates it.
As well as bureaucrats might, jump behind the desk or something.
I've been around business long enough to know that, when you're in a man's home, you treat them with respect.
That's right. Well, listen, I think we have a break coming up here, don't we? Yeah. So we want to hear a lot more about the Morris Hotel and how that's benefiting the local community, and what plans you guys have for 4th Street. And that's where Spencer comes back into the conversation as well. So we look forward to all of that, and continuing our fun here on the show. So stay tuned. More Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, coming your way.
Fun, fashionable furs. Epitome of glamour for decades. Designer lines for women and men. Only the best will do. William Furs is the ultimate shopping experience for Reno, with furs, accessories, and great gift ideas. Winter is here. Enjoy savings of 20 to 50% off. Treat yourself or your loved ones and choose from thousands of pieces in our beautiful new inventory. William Furs, a full-service fur salon since 1977.
Deluxe Travel has been serving the Northern Nevada business and leisure traveler for over 30 years. Make 2014 the year Deluxe Travel meets your travel needs. Don't be fooled that you can find better deals on internet travel sites. Deluxe Travel will always get the best prices and provide the personal service you deserve. Let Deluxe Travel send you on your travel destinations today. Deluxe Travel, the official travel agency for Old Tales in Nevada and most Reno businesses. Have a great trip.
At Harry's Quality Cars, the 500 vehicles in stock speak for themselves.
Most of us have one owner car fax reports.
We all have warranties. I have very low mileage.
I'm the prettiest car in stock.
I'm muscle-bound and ready for the hills.
Harry's Quality Cars, local and family owned for over 40 years on Kitski and Gentry and on South Virginia Street. Harry's cars really do speak for themselves.
Drive one of us home today!
Spring arrives at Boutique Elegante. The fabulous colors of spring, all in denim fabrics, but with accents on color, color, color. Of course, sweaters are a must. The newest color block in soft weaves. Influenced by the rainbow, beautiful little dresses, gaucho sets, the blending of fabrics to create caprice sets. Exquisite fashions for your tropical holiday, a special dinner, or the opera. You'll find all of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
Welcome back to Old Tales in Nevada, past and present. We're talking with our two guests here, and you know one of them very well, Spencer Hobson. He's been on our show at least 2 times. This is probably the 3rd. And our special guest in the middle of us here is, I'll give you his whole name, it's Ronald James Gibson, but for short they call him Jungle Jim. Given to him at Burning Man.
Yes, yes.
And you even have a van that you call the Jungle Van.
I have the Jungle Bus.
The Jungle Bus,
it was,
okay.
Again, I got my burner name, Jungle Jim, and I fell in love with buses on the playa that first year, and I built the Jungle Bus.
Right.
Piece of art, rolling art.
All right. Now, we have a lot of great events in Reno and Northern Nevada. You know, many of them have been around for years and years and years. Jim and I were involved. My partner Jim over here with camel races one year produced it, and it's a legacy event. It'll probably be around for a long, long time. The Burning Man celebration out there isn't as old, but has generated huge amounts of people here to Northern Nevada. Do you know what the economic impact has been to Northern Nevada?
It's the largest influx of revenue for the city of any event.
No kidding.
It outshines all the bowling.
Hot August nights, all that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
By a factor of many, many times. I don't know what the numbers are. I know that the Burning Man community in Reno is probably 5,000-6,000 people strong, and where there's probably 20, 30, 40 burner-owned businesses. You know, it's a real hard-working and amazing bunch of people, and tremendous. Our impact. We bought the old Morris Hotel. It's been a year and a half. We've had probably 100 to 200 people taking this dirty old hotel and turning it into what's almost a boutique hotel now. Every room's done by a different artist. They're just amazing. We've got 18 permanent residents on the top floor. We've got an inside ballroom with we have a fraternal liquor license for members. We have an outside event venue, if you will. That's
so you did buy it personally. The foundation bought it. Is that the way it works?
No. I bought it.
You bought it, and you just give it over to them.
Yeah. We haven't quite figured out how to turn this thing into whatever it becomes in terms of a legal structure. It certainly isn't generating any income yet, so it's not a concern to anybody.
Yeah.
But we're poised. We have so many things. We have the hotel. We've got permanent residents, some of which pay rent, and some of which just work on the building.
Right.
We do events. We do an awful lot of charity. We work with the Reno Pirates and Amber and feed 100, 150 people every night out on the sidewalk there. And clothing drives. We just did a fundraiser for Reno Gospel Mission. Almost well over $1,000. The community came together and did paintings, and we had a silent auction.
Oh, great.
We find that we're probably doing almost half of our effort goes into community service at the Morris.
Do you think that will expand? I know Spencer, for example, with his building, has a great interest in revitalizing the 4th Street corridor because it was such a historical area for Reno and actually for the United States, because that was where the first
Lincoln Highway
went through.
Yes.
It's old Reno. I mean, that's where all the original hotels, motels were there with the neon.
Yes.
And I even envision it sometimes. That would be so cool to see that neon lit up again with those refurbished signs, and then perhaps do cruises down there like for Hot August nights and really make it a fun, entertaining area.
In the last, certainly the difference from 2 years ago to now is so significant. All of the old drug dealers and all of that bad element that used to be there can't hide anymore. We have so many people, and we're a really great bunch of people.
Yeah.
And so all of that bad element has gone away, and you can walk down 4th Street now, and we are surrounded. The homeless community is right there.
It's
the
right
shelters
there,
are
yeah.
there. But we have so many wonderful friends in the homeless community now that they take care of us, they help us, they watch us.
But do you think that you can have a revitalization of the area with the homeless center being right there?
Yes,
you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
you don't think that's going to scare tourists off or anything like that?
It might.
Yeah.
We're not. I don't think we necessarily need everybody. It is the gritty part of town.
Mm-hmm.
It'll always be somewhat gritty.
Yeah.
But it's safe.
Yeah.
It really is it's made there's such a difference. And, getting down the street another, blocks, one block at a time, with the old train station now, the depot.
Yeah, that's reopened. That's a brewery now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brewery and distillery and a restaurant. It's gorgeous. And
that's what I see happening down there, really.
Yeah.
But in order to attract the tourist that's got a few bucks and to bring people up from the south of town to that 4th Street area, it's going to have to look pretty good.
I'm on a mission to get the old Reno Arch put back. You remember in the movie Cobb?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days when they did the movie Cobb, they put the Reno Arch over 4th Street.
Yeah.
And we want to get it back.
Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be a nice start
when
right
you're
there.
Up on Virginia.
Now, let me ask you this. Does the Berner Foundation have any interest in helping? I know you bought that hotel, but as a group, as a community, do you want to see 4th Street turn into more of an artsy, old town kind of a look?
It really is.
Yeah.
It already is.
Yeah.
With us, we've got across the street, down a block is 420 Valley Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer's Place. We've done the projects down there, and it'll probably turn into some sort of an art, a build community. We've got. One of the things that's unique to Reno is the generator, it's called, which is a maker space with every conceivable tool you can imagine. Matt Schultz runs it, and it's with welding and ceramic or woodworking. You can go in there and build any project you want for free.
Yeah, on 4th Street there.
Well, that's not on 4th. That's down a bit. But what Reno is doing in bringing art, one of the old bus station spots now is another. I think it's called A Art. Is right there on 4th Street, and it's another art
that's
gallery.
true. Now, isn't Google right off 4th Street there? Isn't there a research center? I know they've been buying either Google or Apple. Somebody's buying.
Apple.
Is it Apple that's buying some properties there that's going to turn it into some kind of campus?
They're right off Lake Street and 6th and 5th. They're in there.
Yeah, no, they certainly would have an interest in revitalizing the 4th Street area, I would think, just for their own safety and their own employees.
We have our one of our projects that we're going to try to do is put in a permanent Burning Man museum.
Oh, okay.
There's Burning Man is even to people that aren't burners, they keep hearing it, and the old stories of it being this drug infested crazy are fading away, and people are starting to see that this is a really interesting community, and to have a museum downtown that people could go to and see the history of Burning Man and how it evolved and what's there. And
well, there is some wonderful art that comes out of that festival. I know some of it's been shown over there by the Art Museum, a few pieces, but there's a lot more than that that is done out there.
If you go into the Children's Discovery Museum, the big Ichthyosaurus, whatever, it's that giant fish thing skeleton that's hanging up above is a Burning Man project.
Well, that's a Burning Man project.
It was built out on the playa, and it found its way downtown, and the plaza there with the big beautiful sculpture with the wings. That was a Burning Man. You see "Believe," the big 12-foot high letters. That's a Burning Man project.
That started out on our property and went downtown in the city of Reno.
Well, your property would make a great museum for that.
We have Love Up on the property of Jeff Stomberg's right now.
That's fantastic.
He's a fantastic.
He's wonderful.
So, what do you think is going to happen to Burning Man as the future in the community? Do you think it's going to be a long-standing event here in northern Nevada, or do you think it's going to be stolen away by other parts of the country, or do you encourage other people to do that kind of thing?
Burning Man used to be, 10 years ago, Burning Man was an event on the playa. Today, the event on the playa is a part of Burning Man. Burning Man is a community that we work together all year. It's just there's no rules. I mean, it's a group of people that love art and work hard and are continuously trying to make the world a better place.
Okay.
Nothing culty or strange about it, but the decentralized, the less focus on you don't have to go out to the playa to this big giant festival to be a burner. You pay attention to these rules and they do Burning Man regional events all over the world. There's probably 15 of them that I think South Africa Burn they called it, was over 10,000 people this last year.
No kidding.
In Africa.
In
Israel, it's called Midburn, and they have 3,000 or 4,000 people. And
so it's catching on.
To take a spot like Israel that with all the stuff that goes on, and to be able to grab this group of people. One of our guys, Vision, is he's the one that started it. He's at the hotel now. He runs the hotel.
Oh, fantastic!
Amazing.
We have to get him on the show one of these days.
Absolutely.
I'd love to.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, what's his name?
Vision.
Vision. Oh, well, there you go.
Alon Bar is his name.
Okay.
One of the most colorful people you will ever meet in your life.
Well, I know you have a fairly large community here locally, and like you say, 70,000 show up for Burning Man. Old Tales in Nevada, we have a community that we've developed over the years. Not near as big as what you are yet, but we get together not too long ago, about a week and a half ago. You were there.
You were there. Absolutely incredible.
And Spencer was there.
What a wonderful bunch.
Every year we do it, it gets bigger and bigger. We'll outgrow the mansion here one of these days, but we probably had 250 of our supporters at our get together. And we all have a mission too, and that is to build pride in Nevada, in living in Nevada, because a lot of people live here in Nevada. They come from other places, and they don't realize the rich history that we have and how we've contributed to not only Northern Nevada as a success or the state, but we've also contributed a great deal to the USA and also to the world's economy. So we have a lot to crow about, and that's why we do the show, and that's why we'd like to have people like you on the show, and Spencer, because you contribute so much to the welfare of our community. So we appreciate it very much.
I'm so in love with Nevada.
Yeah, well, we want to thank you for being with us. In fact, our next segment, we're going to take a quick trip over to our get-together we had last week and visit with some of the great guests we had there. So we're going to do that in our next segment. But we want to thank you both for being with us this week, and look back to having you again.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this on Old Tales in Nevada, past and present.
Hi there, I'm Hugh Roy Marshall of the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada. I'm proud to announce that our 7-ingot set honoring the V&T Railroad is now finished.
That's right, Roy. These beautiful 999 silver ingots celebrate the engines from the world-famous V&T Railroad and honor Nevada's sesquicentennial. These limited edition treasures can be purchased only at the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada.
Or visit us at marshallmint.com to get yours today.
Get the Charter Spectrum Triple Play. It's more than meets the eye. With over 200 free HD channels available, it's the most HD you can get. Instant access to over 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. Plus the Charter app for live TV that jumps to mobile devices in any room. All that for $29.99 a month. Switch to Charter Spectrum Internet. Faster than the speed of WoW. Take off with 60 megs of speed. Bandwidth that lets multi-people multitask, stream movies, play games, watch videos, and share vines all at once. No slowdowns. Shazam! For only $29.99 a month. Just call 877-959-1634. Then pick up Charter Spectrum Voice for unlimited local and long-distance calling. And catch this. No drop calls. Stuck in a contract? Charter pays up to $500 to get you out. Charter Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, $29.99 a month each. Call 877-959-1634. See for yourself. Call Charter today.
We're back here for our last segment of Old Tales in Nevada, past and present. Before we go to the video about our party, where we had our 250 guests right here in the mansion, I just wanted to come back to Jungle Jim for a minute, because if you want to get involved with the Morris Hotel, there's a lot of events, there's a lot of things that need work, and if you're one of those kinds of folks that want to help out, how can they get a hold of you, Jim?
If anybody's interested in learning more, you can go to our website, which is morrisburnerhotel.com, or 400 East 4th Street. Stick your head in the door and come and see what Burning Man's about.
Yeah, or the restoration of 4th Street. Spencer
Absolutely.
Hobson is definitely involved there, so he can give you some great information. And you can find him where, Spencer? Where are you? What, you got a phone number or something?
I'm at 900 East 4th Street.
900 East 4th Street.
And I do not have a website, but I have a phone number, 775-771-7797.
Yeah, we sure like to see that area come back to life and be vibrant, and I think it's going to with all the interest we see in it right now. But let's get back to our party. What did you guys think of that party?
Incredible. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful, beautiful people and beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, more fun as usual, and a lot of now Lost Tales family, so
Yes.
it was real good to see everybody
right.
and enjoy them.
Yeah, every year we have the party, and it gets bigger and bigger. We're going to have to move it to a larger location, maybe the Morris Hotel at the ballroom there or something. All right. Anyway, let's go back to the party. We interviewed some of the folks that were there and some of their expressions about the party, as well as reminding folks about how they bring us pride to be in Nevada, having those kind of folks here in northern Nevada. So take a look.
All right, we're here with Omer Raines at our Old Tales of Nevada reunion party. Isn't it great, Omer, that we're at?
Fantastic party. It's the third time I've appeared at one of these. They are so enjoyable, and you bring together an eclectic group of noteworthy people from all over northern Nevada and some from elsewhere in the country.
Exactly. In fact, you subbed for me one time or a couple of times as host.
I've been a substitute host and a guest a few times as well.
Yeah, and you're an author and a world traveler, and you live up in Incline Village, very much involved with the Sierra Nevada College up there, right?
That is correct. And in fact, we have some of the Board of Trustees at Sierra Nevada College here with us tonight. And more and more, Reno is becoming aware that in Nevada we have a private four-year college that has a lot of acclaim.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Well, how could anyone pass up a Hugh Roy Marshall party?
Exactly, yeah. Great party. Always puts on a great show right here in the pool room at the mansion on Lakeside here in Reno, Nevada. And I have one of my favorite guests with me right now, Harry Spencer. Harry's been around for years, and we want to welcome you to the party, Harry.
Decades, actually.
Harry's been part of Nevada and show business for a very long time, and has a great experience with a lot of the stars like John Wayne and Marilyn Monroe. Right, Harry?
I prefer Marilyn. Wayne was a very nice man. He could put away Jack Daniels at an amazing rate.
It was a pleasure, John, being a part of your show, and what a great show it is. I encourage everybody to watch it, and what a wonderful thing tonight to be here at Hugh Roy's mansion and enjoying some good food and a little bit of drink.
Yeah. And what's great about it is everybody you meet in this room has a story to tell. Isn't that interesting?
Absolutely. I mean, you look around and there's all kinds of faces of Nevada, and I like that.
We're having a great time at our Old Tales of Nevada reunion party. We're trying to bring all our guests back that have been on the show, the friends of the show, the ones that support the show. And one of our great supporters is Eddie Floyd, who is not only a friend but also a fellow broadcaster. Welcome, Eddie.
Thank you very much, John. I tell you what, always a pleasure. Always a wonderful party that you, Hugh Roy, and Jim throw here every year.
It keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I tell you, it gets bigger and bigger, and it gets better and better. But Old Tales of Nevada, you guys are knocking them dead. And also the audio version is now being aired on 4 different radio stations in the state of Nevada. People absolutely love it.
Let us find out who we have with us tonight.
My name is Bonnie Matten. I'm president of the Wild Horse Preservation League out of Dayton, Nevada.
Well, we're just happy to have you with us. Now, you're into preservation, and that's what we're all about with the show, of course. And I don't think we've had you on the show yet, but tell us briefly what you're up to over there.
Our organization works with different other wild horse organizations that are hands-on, the ones that need to have horses rescued and such like that. But we're like a public relations organization also.
Bob Smith, as you recall, if you saw the show, is and was very much involved with NASA, right, Bob?
That's correct. About 24 years.
And you were doing something like we do. You were in PR and getting news releases out and coordinating programs, right?
Well, I was assigned to Moffett Field, Ames Research Center in the Bay Area, but I've been attached to all the 10 centers for NASA throughout the nation. But I had the fortunate duty of going throughout the world being a spokesperson. Well, it has been fun because I know the one appearance that I made, shortly thereafter, people were coming up to me and they're saying, "Hey, I saw you on Tales of Nevada."
Well, that's because you're such a good-looking devil, you know?
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. In recognition for the many years of support of the International Order of Camel Jockeys and the great sport of camel racing in Virginia City, Nevada, in the Silverland Arena, we present to Hugh Roy and Cynthia Marshall a declaration of appreciation this 26th day of February.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right. I stepped down. I'm the treasurer now.
You're the treasurer. You should be the president.
Still the one that makes it happen.
Look forward to seeing you more in the future, and stay tuned to our show on 790 on your charter. Story of your own, right? I could spend hours just talking with you because you have such an interest in Nevada, but also gold and silver and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, you know, the Great Basin and Range province of Nevada and of the western states is a very prolific area for mining and for different minerals, as well as a place for future people.
Absolutely. I love being in Virginia City and Virginia City News. We've been in operation 7 years now, so I don't think we're fly-by-night now. I think we've passed over that.
Past your probation period. Thanks for coming, Karen.
I mean, it was a pleasure and a privilege to be able to be in the show and enlightened, and also go back for myself to talk about the historical contributions that Hispanics have had in Nevada. There's so many of them that we didn't even get to all of them. But yet, you know, the education that was provided, I hope to the public that saw that show can feel like, you know, the Hispanics were here, even before.
And I'm here with one of my favorite guests on the show, Jackie Ford. And Jackie, you look beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
Dressed up all for me?
Oh, well, yeah, partially.
Thanks for coming so much tonight.
I've got you under my skin.
But with me is my assistant host, Dave Asher.
Yes. Oh, it was such a pleasure to sit here for you. When's the next time you're going to leave town on a Wednesday so I can do that again?
Boy, anytime. I need a day off, actually.
Man, oh man, you know, Tales of Nevada is such an important piece of Nevada history. I'm so glad you and Jim Webster and Mr. Marshall do this for our community and for the state. It's a big, big, big deal.
You're one of our great entrepreneurs here in Northern Nevada. And in fact, you didn't come by yourself tonight, did you?
No, really. I have 12 beautiful models wearing great furs. They are fun, they're gorgeous, and you can talk to them. If you want to buy something, you can buy tonight. And tonight, for Hugh Marshall party, I have a special discount.